Hello YouTube, Reddit Math here, and welcome to a very special Halloween episode of Let's Play Jagged Alliance 2. Now, we're following kind of an alternate reality version of Arulco here today, in which
Just heard a noise.
Regular county police officer, Rick Grimes, had found himself injured in his daily patrols and awoke confused and dazed inside the local Cambria hospital. So what we've got turned on right now is some of the additional options from the 1.13 mod, namely the zombie horde options that I haven't really played with in the main series. And I figured what better time than to check them all out than on Halloween. And what better way to do so than with one of my favorite characters from recent fiction, Mr. Rick Grimes himself. And so I made a new character and made a few alterations to kind of get us here a little bit faster than we otherwise would be able to. Rick, of course, finds his equipment nearby and his trusty Colt Python amongst it. We've also got some first aid gear, which I'm probably going to want, and a Kevlar vest, and some additional ammo. Awesome. So, in this version of the game, the Queen's troops are still around, but they may not be the most dangerous thing here anymore. Okay, nothing so far, although I have heard some things in the hallway. Let's kind of make our way slowly out here. And Rick is not the only character that we're going to be controlling today, but we've got our other units sort of on the way. They're not here yet.
Just heard a noise.
Yep. Just heard a noise to the west. Okay. Still nothing. I think if you awoke in a strange place, you would probably be creeping and crawling through it too. Okay. So far, nothing.
Time to take out the trash.
Nope. Couldn't stay peaceful forever, right? Alright, we do have the drop on this guy, though. And man, does not do as much damage as I need it to. There we go.
Bingo!
Right. He is down. I'm kind of worried about where I'm standing here. If I spin around, nothing. Okay. Let's go ahead and get ourselves out of this long hallway now. No more need to be sneaking around, considering... Yes. Oh, God. Considering we just fired off several rounds from a 357, I imagine anything that was going to hear us has probably heard us. Alright. Back out of combat mode.
Just heard a noise.
Uh-oh. Back into combat mode.
Yes. Time to take out the trash.
And there we go. Alright. Our first zombie friend. Now, you can alter a lot of the settings of the zombies, and I've tried to make them as close to my kind of perfect vision of what a zombie would be. So just to sort of demonstrate, I can shoot these guys, and it does down them.
Yes.
But torso shots are not enough to keep them dead. I actually am going to take a headshot at this guy.
Ain't happen until I reload it.
And miss horribly. That's kind of terrible. Okay. We'll try to drop shot him real quick. Got him once in the head. Ooh, second shot did not follow it up. There we go.
Tagged ya.
Okay.
Just heard a noise. More opposition.
Great.
Yes.
So, although torso shots can take them down, they do not keep them down. And I'm running into a lot more of the Queen's men than I was initially expecting.
Yes.
Yeah, they have this pesky ability to sort of regenerate if killed by anything other than a headshot.
Just heard a noise. Yes. More opposition.
Oh, man. Well, at least we've got a pretty decent kill zone going on right here.
Bingo!
And the
Yes.
zombies, of course,
Just heard a
aren't
noise.
just hostile
More
towards us.
opposition.
They're
Yes.
pretty equal opportunity when it comes to who they want to eat. Man. So they will also end up fighting the Queen's
Yes.
men, as demonstrated there.
Just heard a noise. Yes.
You know what?
Just
I
heard a
would
noise.
very much like to get
I'm on
myself
site.
Yes.
Where do I go from here?
out of here. Awesome. And that is the sound of the cavalry arriving. So Rick is going to hang out right here for a little while. And we're going to meet some new friends that can hopefully
Yes?
help him find his long-lost wife and child. So these are a number of characters that we just haven't seen in the main game. There's a lot of them, so we're unlikely to play with them all during the playthrough. I didn't spend an awful lot of time picking them out, but Raider and Raven are a duo of husband and wife police officers that I actually think are quite cool. And we're not going to get to really see it in this one sector or anything, but there's sort of a weird love triangle going on between Raider, Raven, and Spider. And the love triangle is actually Spider is interested in Raven. Unfortunately, her husband is getting in the way.
Standing by.
If it was to just so happen that Raider was to get himself killed, that can kind of mature a little bit more. But hopefully that doesn't occur during this little playthrough.
Yes.
All right, let's see these guys over here.
Yes?
MD is actually a pretty good starting medic character for most playthroughs. He's relatively cheap and a good doctor.
Yes.
Barry is sort of a good all-around starting character, actually.
Now?
And Mouse is someone who I have never played with before and is relatively new within the 1.13 mod. I assume she's a character from Jagged Alliance 1 that I'm just not familiar with.
Wow.
I'm actually going to go ahead and apply the camo for both of these characters.
Brilliant.
And have it, because why not? Maybe it'll come in handy. Okay, so
Standing by.
these guys need to get themselves...
They
Standing
most
by.
likely took shelter under the rock they crawled out from under.
Standing by.
10-4.
Okay, these guys need to get themselves somewhere that they
Okay.
can be helpful.
I'm
And
listening.
as you may have heard, that was the sound of
Understood.
the Queen's men dealing with some zombies.
Yes?
Uh-oh. Okay. You know what, MD, why don't you come over to the window here and take a peek inside? Nothing?
I'm listening.
All right. Fine.
Righto.
Scope. Have her move
Yes.
up. Barry.
Okay.
Now?
Mouse.
I don't see why not.
You were awfully perky about it.
Ready.
Okay. Oh,
Ready.
crap.
The enemy's here.
Okay. So,
Problem solved.
Standing by.
zombies, but also the Queen's men are still alive and causing a nuisance.
Yes.
You know what? See if I could actually, do that. And get the door closed.
Yes.
Of course, we're still hearing zombie movement
Standing by.
around us. And I've got it set up, you can
Yes.
decide on sort of like several
Ready.
different
Yes.
versions of zombies,
Antagonist.
if that makes sense. I will
Ready.
with kind of the Walking Dead zombies, which are the only ones
Thumbs up.
Just heard a noise.
Ready.
that make a lot of sense to me as far as trying to take over the world and destroy the human population, because, human beings are real good at killing things. You would think
I'm
that if
listening.
one or two zombies started popping up, we'd be real good at killing them. But that idea that
Yes.
there's a zombie virus that has already sort of propagated amongst the human race, and all that's really happening is
Bummer.
Now?
as people die,
Ready.
we're finding out that they're already infected and turning. That's basically what's happening here. Any of the killed characters
Yes.
are sort of automatically going to turn into
Standing
zombies
Nuts.
versus, you know, needing to be infected
Gung-ho.
and turning, that sort of stuff. So it's
Standing
not
by.
just zombies make more zombies, but anything that kills a person makes more zombies, and that's what we've got going on here. Any the way the game handles the settings are basically
Yes.
any character that is eligible, which means they're dead and they still have their head, will become a zombie.
Heard something.
Okay. So let's go ahead.
Nuts.
Oh man, ran out of ammo, or ran out of AP there. Okay.
Feels like I'm being ganged up on. Standing by.
Yeah. It's a bit of a shootout. Oh, come on now. There we go. Now you can also kill
Standing by.
the zombies with not just
Standing by.
headshot, but any sort of melee style attack can do it too. Which can be used if you shoot zombies in the torso. Basically, you can run up and, you know, presumably you stomp on and crush their head or something like that, which I think is kind of a cool
Got it.
concept as well. All right, so there was only the one guy still in here.
Standing by. Here we go. Time to lock and load.
Yep, figured as much. You know what? I'm actually going to sacrifice Raider, maybe, to the zombie gods.
I'm winded.
And
Standing by.
one of the things that makes them so dangerous, if they do manage to get in close, obviously they hit you with melee attacks, which are very likely to knock you down and sort of sap your energy, making it difficult to respond. He does have water with him, so theoretically, like, I can use that in order to gain enough to... no, can't change stance. It'll have to be next turn, which may be a little too late for him.
Standing by.
Ooh. And there is now, like, a green health bar thing going on. I wonder if that is, like, a straight infection bar. There we go.
Eureka!
Okay. I killed him.
Ready.
Now, of course, I've never played
Ready.
a full campaign or anything with this before, so I am
Standing by.
a little unfamiliar with it. If it didn't explicitly explain how it worked when looking at it in the game files, it may... Oh, he's got poison. 13 out of 80. Interesting. Tell you what.
Yes.
See about getting you patched up. And I'm interested to see how the poison interacts with it. Okay, so it's still there. But it doesn't appear to be
Standing by.
changing in one direction or the other. Okay. Now, one reason I chose this map, not only did I think the hospital
by.
was thematically appropriate, considering the Walking Dead start and the way the story plays out in that, but also the sector has a ton of civilians running around,
Yes.
and they are quite susceptible to
Yes.
being turned into zombies themselves, as they're quite defenseless. They just sort of add
Standing by.
cannon fodder and the ability for more and more zombies to get spawned, and the situation to kind of
10-4.
run away from you. Okay. Nothing. Interesting. Alright, well, I'll tell you what then. Rick,
Done.
get up here.
Standing by.
I haven't been paying attention. So, 43-13 is his current. I don't think the poison is really having any effect. I would think it interesting if there was just like once bitten, if you just sort of slowly die from the zombie virus, or, you know, not so slowly die from it.
Okay.
but I'm not sure if that's going to be the way that
Yes.
plays out or what exactly. And I wanted to get Rick over here. If I
Time to take out the trash.
remember correctly. Bam.
What is it? There is no more enemy.
Oh, wow. If I am remembering correctly,
Time to take out the trash.
there's some really good equipment over in this area. You know what? Gonna get away from this guy for
Yes.
now. Like some Kevlar pants and vests, etc., etc. Raider, are you? No, still at pretty much full health.
Yes.
Huh? Okay. I'll tell you what.
Standing
Yes.
by.
I'm on it.
Understood.
Let's move these guys out of here.
Understood.
You know, one thing to note: the game is only on day 2. I made a pretty quick beeline to this location, and so the
I'm listening.
difficulty is not advanced by much at this point.
Now?
That's what happens when you leave a zombie inside. Yeah.
Right.
Yep, kind of figures. Okay.
I'm listening.
I
Yes.
had wanted to see if
Yes.
this situation can get out of hand. So there is a zombie somewhere
enemy's here.
over here. Okay. And he, of course, is coming for
Ready.
anything
Yes.
he sees as food.
Yes.
Well, even the civilians really can just run away from him.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, nope. Okay.
Yes.
Well, he got undistracted and decided to come towards us. So you know what?
Yes.
Standing by.
Raider, not losing any health from this. I'm going to put him out front, and we're going to feed him... Oh, no. We're not going to feed him to a zombie. We're going to try to
Standing
feed him to
by.
a zombie. Let's see if he can hand-to-hand it
Ready.
a little bit here.
Yes.
So obviously, I'm about the last
Yes.
person that you want
on it.
with you in a zombie apocalypse. There's a chance that I might feed you to the zombies just to figure out how the mechanics work.
Yes.
I'm weak.
You
Yes.
probably don't want that to happen. Down to 22. Oh, and that kind of
Ron,
Yes.
darling. We always knew this day would come. I'm glad it was you first because I didn't want to leave you alone the way I am now. Peace be with you, my love.
Okay.
Ready.
And at least put a bullet into him.
Problem solved.
Uh-oh.
The enemy's here.
What is it? There is no more
Ready.
enemy.
Huh. Well, no more enemy except for Zombie Raider. Who, not wanting to be alone in the afterlife,
Ready.
then immediately came after a Raven to turn her into a zombie as well. Really? Let's try something like this.
Thumbs
Good
up.
work. That's the last of them.
The enemy's here.
Yeah. As you see, torso shots don't really keep them down. Okay. That might be bad.
Ready.
And they are getting back up slowly but surely. Okay.
Ready.
I assume that extends to Raider, as I only full autoed into his torso,
Ready.
really. Ooh.
Ready.
And one thing the INI files do mention is that,
Ready.
wow, she has way more health than I would have given her credit for,
Ready.
is that zombie creation from civilians can end up a little bit
Enemy
buggy.
detected.
I'm curious how that
Ready.
plays out here.
Ready.
No, they're going to come right for us.
Ready.
Sort of hoping they would go back into the hospital and might be able to create a little bit of a zombie
Ready.
horde. Basically, the
Ready.
civilian model, as you see there, she is starting
I'm
to
listening.
run at us in full-blown like civilian panic animation with her arms flailing. They're not really designed to attack you.
I'm listening.
So it doesn't have a fully animated swing or
Ready.
anything. Raven just took 22 damage there, kind of out of nowhere. Also, it doesn't look like we can individually target them.
Problem solved.
Like we can't take headshots at civilians, because normally just choosing to attack them is a
Ready.
aggressive act. So I think
Ready.
maybe anywhere you shoot them might have been good enough.
Ready.
I'm listening.
There we go.
Brilliant. Good work. That's the last of them.
Okay, I think that might have finally solved it. So I wonder if Raven
Yes.
would just keep this poison damage permanently, like 15 of 85, 55, and 15, right? Okay, so surgery, but it didn't really change any of that. Yeah, so maybe the poison just is there to sort of stack up over
Ready.
multiple engagements until the point that if you're full of poison, it finally just kills
Yes.
you and it can't be healed out of. That's going to be my running assumption from right now. I could definitely see a campaign of this being kind of a cool and interesting new take. I'd probably want to tinker around in the INI files enough to sort of change a lot of other ways that the game functioned, though. I would want the regular, normal, like, kind of combat to probably get a lot easier if I had to worry about the zombie horde every time I rolled into a sector. And so I might want to modify things like starting equipment or something like that.
Yes.
I might even want to do... maybe something where, like, the starting equipment might be fine, but, like, ammo would become a really huge concern over time. Or
I'm
turn
listening.
on enemies drop all and just
Ready. remove
Bobby Rays from the equation entirely.
I'm
And the
listening.
only way you would resupply is by killing humans.
Yes.
That might be an interesting and a little too realistic take on how things might play
Understood.
out in the zombie apocalypse. Also, it seems like
Ready.
Raider didn't drop his equipment when he died as a zombie. No, this should be his stuff. Okay, it would be those things right there. Where did those fall? Did they fall when... Okay, this is his stuff from when he became a zombie. All he kept was his armor, but he dropped all his other stuff. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Well, I found that very interesting and very informative. This is probably just going to be a one-shot thing. I doubt we see too much zombie mode in our normal Jagged Alliance affairs going forward. But I wanted to share this with you guys this time, and I hope you enjoyed it. Next time we'll be back with, more regularly scheduled programming for our Jagged Alliance 2 Let's Play, and I hope you guys will join me for that. If you enjoyed this, feel free to subscribe for more videos on the channel every single day. Leave a like or a comment if you have anything to say about this or any of my other videos, and I will catch you guys next time.